Can you be tried twice? Understanding double jeopardy. Imagine facing the same criminal charge twice. Sounds unfair, right? Well, that's what double jeopardy is all about. It's a legal rule that protects you from being tried more than once for the same crime. This right is part of the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution. It applies whether you are tried in a federal court or a state court. Once a judge or jury finds you not guilty or convicts you and the case ends, the government cannot try you again for that same crime. That's the core idea behind double jeopardy. The moment when double jeopardy kicks in is called jeopardy attaches. This happens when a jury is sworn in, a judge begins a bench trial, or when you accept a plea deal. After that point, if the trial ends with a verdict of not guilty or guilty, you cannot be retried for that crime. It's a safeguard to prevent endless legal battles over the same issue. Double jeopardy stops the government from trying you again after an acquittal. It also prevents a second trial after a conviction, so you won't face multiple prosecutions for the same act. Plus, it stops you from being punished multiple times for the same offense under the same law. This means if you are convicted and sentenced, the government cannot come back later and try to punish you again for that crime. However, there are some exceptions. Double jeopardy only applies to criminal cases, not civil lawsuits. For example, if you are sued in a civil court for damages related to the same conduct, that does not violate double jeopardy. Also, the dual sovereignty doctrine allows different levels of government to prosecute you separately. So, you could be tried in a state court and then in federal court for related crimes without breaking the rules. Another point is that if a trial ends prematurely because of a mistrial, double jeopardy might not prevent a new trial. For example, if a jury cannot reach a verdict and the judge declares a mistrial, the government can often try again. But if the trial concludes properly with a verdict of guilty or not guilty, then double jeopardy applies. Knowing your rights about double jeopardy is important. It protects you from being repeatedly prosecuted for the same crime, which could be unfair or abusive. If you find yourself facing multiple prosecutions or punishments for the same act, you can challenge this in court. In the end, double jeopardy is a key part of fairness in the legal system. It makes sure that once you have been tried and the case is over, the government cannot keep trying to convict or punish you for that same act. But remember, it does not cover all legal actions. Civil cases or separate state and federal prosecutions are not always protected by this rule. Understanding these limits helps you know when your rights are being upheld or challenged.